Hey, welcome to our After the Show this week. We're out on Lake Poygan. You know, last year when we got out here, we had quite a bit more ice. We probably had 3 to 4 inches, and there was only a few holes that had stayed open. Now this year, totally different story. We walked out, several places had, I would say, 1.5 inches to 2. The most ice we have here right now is 3, and there is a lot of open water this year. Take a look at all the open water out here. You know, the problem with this open water is that, you know, in a day or two, the winds are gonna calm down, and that stuff is gonna cap over, and what's gonna happen, we're gonna get a little bit of snow, and you're not gonna be able to see where this stuff is at. That's why, for a guiding business like Lance and I have here, this is a huge thing what we do. We come out here, most of the time we come out with the snowmobiles and mark all this stuff, but the ice is so thin this year, we're walking out here, and what we do is we'll actually GPS all these holes, so when that does happen, when it freezes over, we get some snow on top of the ice here, you won't be able to tell where them bad spots are. We're gonna know where them bad spots are. Now last year, we were out here, and there was people driving all over the place, and 3 people on a side-by-side went down, and what happened, there was good ice, and they decided to go on their own path right there, and they hit one of these spots right here that they couldn't see again because the snow had covered it up, and down they went, and I'll tell you, it was not a pretty situation. So, you know, ice safety is always the biggest thing. We live to come out here and do this kind of stuff. It's, you know, guys like us and myself and Lance, this is the stuff that we live for. Ice fishing is our favorite time of year, and being safe is no doubt priority number 1, and this is all part of it right here. So when we come out here, always have your picks for sure. Always keep your cell phone in a plastic bag, so if you do go through and you need to call somebody, your phone isn't wet. And the other part is, most importantly, is we always carry the nebulous. And right here, I'm gonna walk over to this and show you guys. This thing's about $500. This is the best $500, and it's not a sponsor of ours, but it is the best $500 you will ever spend right here. This little thing right here, when you pull this cord right here, it's a raft. It'll inflate, it'll blow right up, and you'll be able to hold at least 600 pounds. So 3 people can, like we got 3 of us out here today, we can typically get inside of this, and that'll keep us up on top until somebody can come and rescue us, you know, if that's the situation. But you know, when you look at that, you're like, $500, I don't want to spend $500 on that. You know, my life is worth a heck of a lot more than $500, and the people that are with me, their lives are more than $500. So this is probably, if you're gonna come out ice fishing, everybody should have one of these. So make sure you guys, you know, pick one of them up for sure. Hey, what we're doing out here today is obviously we're after trying to catch some walleyes and some white bass. We got a few white bass so far, but the bite's a little bit tricky. It seems like I must have probably chopped at least 30 holes already, and you get 1 or 2 out of a hole, and you got to keep moving. So I'm kind of looking for that big pot. When you're out of here on Poygan, Butamore, Lake Winnebago, you know, these fish are basically roamers. They're not keyed into any real type of structure. So you're basically just trying to get on a good pot of fish and stay on them. So the key to it, always have your Vexilar, and always stay at least 2 to 3 feet off the bottom when you're out here on these shallower bodies of water like Poygan and Butamore. And I'm jigging pretty aggressively. When they come up to it, I pause it for a second. If they don't hit it, and then what I'll do is I'll raise it up a little bit again, and I'll show you on the locator here in a couple of minutes, and I'll pause it again on them. But that seems to be, that pause is typically when the fish are gonna hit the bait. So stay tuned, let's see what happens next. You can see how this ice really varies. Like back there I had about 3 inches. Here's about maybe 1.5 inches. See how easy that chisel goes through? Not much there, you guys. Just enough to walk on, that's about it. You know, if you get any kind of warm conditions, I'll tell you, 1 or 2 days, if it hits 40, you do not want to walk on that ice right now. We're lucky that it's cold. We've got some wind out here. It's definitely, nothing's on thawing today, but that's definitely the key thing to watch too. Yeah, he did. At least he was aggressive. Nice to see when they come up that fast like that. That's the key too, you know, without having that Vexilar, you know, it's almost impossible. I mean, you can catch them, but it's just, you got to know how to work that bait, when to raise it, pull it away from them. That's the key to having a flasher. And, you know, there's other flashers on the market, but there is definitely not a flasher that is as reliable and as durable as a Vexilar. You know, I've been doing this full time for 29 years, and I probably have almost 60 units now, all different models. I would say 80% of them are Vexilars, but I've tried everything, and nothing works as good as a Vexilar. Probably Jim Drummond's. Hey, you know something, Hunter? It's not every day we get a guy from another country. So tell everybody at home, who do we have here? We got Dan
Mills.
Dan Mills, huh?
Dan's from England.
England. London, right?
Yep.
Okay, let's go see what Dan's doing. Hey, look, it's nice and warm in there too.
Very warm.
So Dan,
Yeah.
tell us, what is it like in London? I've never been to London.
It's cool. It's a good city. It's good fun. It's a lot warmer than here. A lot warmer.
Is it?
Yes.
Well, I'm just gonna say something. Are you sure you sound like you're from like Australia?
Definitely from London.
London, huh?
Definitely.
No, but to me, I would think he's like from the land of down under, you know, Australia, right? Dundee?
Dundee.
No?
Crocodile, yeah.
Crocodile Dundee? He
could
sounds like
relate
He
somewhere
kind of
along
looks
the
like Crocodile Dundee. So what would you say the difference is between, you know, living in London and living in the United States here? Pretty close, or?
Yeah, we're very similar. We have different, some things are the same. I don't know if you know, my wife's American, so
Yep.
yeah, I get to see both sides of the story. We get to have Christmas at home. We have Thanksgiving here. It works out quite well. It's some things are similar, some things are completely different. It's great. You guys love beer and sports. We're the same.
Oh, nothing wrong with that.
So you can't complain.
Right.
It's all good fun.
So I have a real question that I have to ask you.
Okay.
Apparently, there might be a difference between living in London and living here in the United States.
There's probably always differences.
My theory is, and you know, I'm quick-witted for sure. My theory is, there's not very many good-looking women there because he had to come to the United States to find a wife.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Right? See? Well,
Yeah, that's
is
true.
it so the girls aren't as good-looking there, or what?
Well, they think we're all royalty, so
Oh, really?
it's easy pickings.
Here it's easy pickings?
Yeah.
It's the accent that gets
That's
them
it.
girls,
That's
isn't it?
Yeah. Back home, you know, I wouldn't be able to get myself a hot wife. So had to come here.
So how did you meet your wife anyways?
We met in Munich, Oktoberfest, drinking beer. So not in England or in the States.
Okay, that's pretty
Yeah,
interesting.
it was good fun.
So how often do you come to the States here?
Myself, probably about 6 times a year.
Okay. Yeah, that's
So-
pretty interesting.
It is, it's good.
So do they have guns there? Does everybody have guns like here?
No,
No guns, huh?
not at all.
So there's a difference.
There's a different, not even the police have guns.
The police don't even have guns?
No, only armed response. Apart from that, normal bobbies on the street, no guns.
Okay, that's interesting, huh? Well, I got an arsenal of guns. Just don't tell anybody over there,
I
okay?
won't tell them.
Hey, are you going to catch a fish for us?
I'm hoping so.
I hope so too. Hey, stay tuned. Let's see what happens next here on our After the Show show. That one came just absolutely screaming in on it. You know, it's been funny. We've been out here for a couple hours and we've got probably half a dozen. I did lose one walleye up at the hole, but these fish, you know, you'll get 1 or 2 out of a hole and you mark them like crazy and you can't get another one. So a lot of just moving around, but I'm hoping that this bite is going to kind of turn on here. The water's extremely dirty, which is good. I always like it on the Winnebago system when we have dirty water. The fish are a lot easier to catch most of the time. They're not as sensitive to these fronts that come in and out. Another nice one right there. Gotta like that. Whoa, that bait came right out of his mouth. You know, that might be the window we're looking for because this is the first hole that I've actually caught 2 out of.
There we go. Oh.
There you got one.
Look, that water is freezing. Oh, there you go. How about that?
Not too bad.
That'll be some good eating.
You know, Dan, do you do a lot of fishing over in London too?
I try my hardest to do a lot of fishing.
Okay. So what do you guys catch over there?
Well, when we're coarse fishing, we would tend to usually, that's like lake fishing or rivers, we would tend to mainly catch carp, tench, perch.
Tench?
Tench.
What is tench?
It's a small little fish, like a roach. Would you have a roach?
Okay.
Small little fish, freshwater fish. But our main staple would be carp.
Okay.
We fish quite a lot for carp, and they're all different, from common, ghost, mirror, all different types.
So when you're fishing carp, what's the typical type of bait that you would use?
It depends on whether you're fishing. If you're bottom feeding, you would.
Here comes some fish right after you. Here's, yep, keep working. Yep. Ooh, there. I'll kind of go down and bring them. So it all depends on how you're fishing them.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes we fish off the top, and we would use, on a summer's day, we'd use just bread, and you'd
Like a dough ball?
Yeah, that's it. Just
Yep.
a dough ball. Other times, luncheon meat. If you're fishing off the bottom, they love that. Cat food is a good thing.
Cat food for carp?
Yes.
Any special type of cat food?
The cheapest cat food you can buy.
That's interesting.
Is even better.
Okay.
They will come after that stuff like nobody's business.
You know what we use here for carp? Corn.
Yeah, sometimes we would use
Okay.
corn. It depends really. I mean, they're a bottom feeder. They're an ugly fish when it comes to eating. They'll eat anything. So
Right.
But there's more smellier stuff, the better. They
So
tend to
cat
go
food, that's a good one. I
Cat
got
food
to
is
try the
good.
cat food. So do you guys just catch and release, or do you eat the carp?
No, we catch and release.
Okay, I was going to say. Yeah. It's not my favorite eating
No,
type
I mean,
fish. I know
if-
some people like them
If they're,
smoked
if
and
they're
they're...
perched, they're a very nice. I've eaten carp. They're very
Okay.
nice fish to eat.
Huh, interesting. Are they big? You get pretty big ones, like 20, 30 pounders?
Yeah, probably. On average, you're looking at, say, between 7 to 12 pounds.
Okay.
But you can get upwards of sort of 25, 35 pounds.
Well, I'll tell you something. If you don't mind, we have a lot of carp that you can take back to London. Right? We'll give you all. You guys, hey, you know what? I'm gonna talk to Trump about this. We need to do some trading, right?
yeah.
Well, we will
now's the
trade you
best
all
time.
the carp you want for. What do you guys got over there that we could use? Anything good?
Beer. That's about
You got
it.
beer?
We got
Well,
beer.
that's.
We got lots of beer.
I'm sure Trump won't argue about that. We'll give them all the. I don't think anybody in the United States would argue about giving them some. We'll just send over containers of carp. And they send over containers of beer. That's a good trade.
Sounds good
What do
to
you
me.
think, Hunter?
I like it.
I like it. Let's do it. Hey Dan, I hope you enjoyed your first time ever ice fishing here in the United States, and it definitely was a pleasure, for
Pleasure
sure.
is all mine.
We
Thank
made
you
it
very
out there safe. We made it out there. We came back in safe. That's all that matters. Hey, thanks for joining us this week, and remember, like I always say, it's a great day to be alive.